Всем привет! С вами Дарья Мучникова, и сегодня в гостях у ТВ РУДН начинающий актер и восходящая звезда Ютуба Филипп Джонс, более известный как Филочка. Он учит русскоговорящих американскому сленгу и объясняет все его тонкости. Сегодня Филипп находится на территории нашего университета, и он любезно согласился дать нам интервью и ответить на все интересующие нас вопросы. Hi Philip, welcome to Moscow.
Hi, I'm happy to be here.
How are you doing?
Taking it day to day, looking around a lot, trying to learn a little bit more of the language and understand what's around me.
That's nice. Welcome to my university, People's Friendship University of Russia. So, tell me about your first expression about Russia and Moscow.
Well, my first impression of Moscow is actually slow people. Like, no, they're not slow, they move quickly, but like the metro station is very packed and crowded. So, you know, everyone walks together like penguins because it's so crowded, and it doesn't even get that bad in New York City. And people don't smile that much. There's not much smiling. You know, it seems kind of everyone wants to get where they're going. No one really wants to talk to each other. There's no excuse me. But other than that, you know, the girls are relatively nice. They're relatively nice. I haven't met too many guy friends here, but I have a few, and they're cool because, you know, they're fans. But I still have a lot to learn. I still have a lot to see, so I can't really jump to conclusions as of yet because I've only seen some parts of Moscow.
So, do you think that people in Russia are kind of rude and kind of aggressive?
Well, I mean, it depends on the culture, because here in Russia, what's considered rude is not rude in New York, and what's considered rude in New York is not rude here. So basically, on New York standards, they're very rude on New York standards. But this is a different country. I can't come to Russia with an American mentality. You know, that'll only leave me confused. So I'm used to bumping into people, and it's normal now. I'm used to getting my sneakers stepped on, and it's normal. So it's just what's normal here. So I'm used to it, and I don't find them to be rude because this is Russia. But if you come to America with this mentality, the Russian mentality, then yes, it would be rude.
So, tell me about your plans. What do you do here? Just enjoying yourself, self-promotion?
Yeah, basically self-promotion. I'm meeting a lot of people who watch my videos on the internet and whatnot, and we're like going to cafes and some bars and some parties. And I'm doing a lot of interviews. I forgot where I'm going after this.
So you're a popular and busy man here.
Getting there, you know. The Russian business, I'm trying to get used to it, but like, for instance, there was someone who wanted to do a workshop for me. He was like, would you do it? I was like, okay, sure, I'll be there. And then I go on the internet, and he's like charging money for this. I'm like, whoa, dude, you didn't tell me nothing. You know, like, I don't know if that's how business is done here, but, you know, I have to be careful. You know, and he also copied a lot of the information of the big workshop I have in St. Petersburg, and he copied it for Moscow. And then people thought the one in St. Petersburg was fake, and the lady got mad. She was like, you better tell him something. And, you know, it was crazy. So just I have to get used to Russian business and how they conduct business, because in America, you know, any little thing goes wrong, you could sue them and take their money. Yeah. It's not like that here. So you have to just defend for yourself.
You know, your project is brand new because nobody from America teaches Russian people how to speak American, right? Yeah. So, and I guess you got some good offers to collaborate with Russian companies, don't you?
Yes, the one I'm doing the master class is actually called in St. Petersburg. That's the Dialectica Club. They're sponsoring my trip. You know, they're paying for everything. They got me a nice place for the weekend. They're going to take me around. We're going to shoot videos, professional photos and everything. And they want me to come back in December. We might do something else. We might do some miniature movies, videos, all these things. So as long as I keep working with the Dialectica Club for now, it's going to go very, very well. And I'm sure I'll get more offers, you know. Once I get back to New York, I will continue to make Learn English videos, because right now I stopped because I don't have the proper equipment with me. But as soon as I get back to New York, I will continue, and I don't see me stopping anytime soon.
Yeah. Where are you going next?
St. Petersburg to do the master class. That's this weekend, and after that, I'm coming back to Moscow for like a day, then flying straight back to New York City and staying there for a while.
So more fun in Moscow, more work in St. Petersburg, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, let's talk about your videos. Do you know how many videos you already recorded?
88.
Congratulations, it's gonna be 100 soon.
Soon, yeah.
So, and how did you get this idea to create videos for Russian? So, why did you decide to do this?
Okay, I would say the original first reason for this whole Russian interest, as I would call it, was he was a famous fighter. He was actually born in Ukraine, but his name is Fedor Emelianenko. But it was before he was famous in America. It was before he even would come out to a Russian flag. He used to come out to the Ukrainian flag. This is like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That's when I liked him, before anyone else in America knew him. I was his fan. And I saw a video of him, and he was watching his brother fight someone, and his brother lost the fight. He was just cursing in Russian like crazy. And I was like, that sounds cool. I'm interested, you know. And then right after that, me and my father started renting rooms in our house. You know, we started giving flats to people for money. And for some reason, everyone who moved in was Russian or Ukrainian. It just happened. They were all just Russian or Ukrainian girls. And as I started talking with them, I started learning things. They're like, you should come to Ukraine, you should come to Russia. And I was like, I don't think I'm ever going to go there. That's what I thought like 7 years ago. But now I'm here. And so that's where the interest started. And they would teach me little phrases and little bad words and things like that. But what I noticed was when I went to speak to them, they wouldn't understand it. So I figured, why don't I make a video so everyone who comes from Russia or Ukraine who sees my video, when they get here, they will understand me and other people in the area. And that's why I made the Learn Slang for Russians.
Yeah, it's very nice. So I wanted to ask you, how did you think up this nickname, Philochko?
My first girlfriend, her name was Vera, V-I-R-A. She's from Ukraine. And they called her Philochko. And, you know, because we were together all the time for like 2 years, I wanted to be like part of the group. So I was like, all right, my name's Phil. Why don't you call me Philochko? And she was like, it would be Philochka. And I was like, I don't want an A at the end of my name because in America, that's a girl's name, basically. So I was like, I don't want an A. So we just changed it to an O and it's Philochko.
And what about Philochkina? She is so funny. I like her. I mean, I started watching your videos because of this girl. So how did you create this ghetto character?
Oh, wow, this is going deep here. Philochkina is a reflection of certain women I've ran across in America. They're all American women. When I be Philochkina, it's a reflection of a certain group of women. And a lot of them are very rude, and I always wanted to make fun of them. And I found a way to make fun of them by making videos on YouTube. And it's also a way to just say, hey, you know, be careful when you go to America, because a lot of Russian girls like interracially date when they get to America. You know, they find a black boyfriend or maybe even a dark-skinned Hispanic boyfriend. But a lot of girls don't like that. A lot of certain American girls don't like that. And they are vocal. So when they see you, they might say something. They might start spinning the neck and snapping the fingers and they'll get in your face. You have your own personal experience with this. You told me yourself.
Yeah, I know. I saw the women like this and they're kind of aggressive and so they get mad without any reason.
Right. So you have your own experience. So you see, I'm not making this up. So basically it's a way for me to just make fun of them, you know, because they bothered me a lot. So it's my way to get even, and it's my way to educate girls to know, hey, you know, when you go out there may be some girls who are rude to you, but just ignore them. And by the way, they may say this, and this is what that means. And if they do this, if they're doing this, what it means, and just be careful.